All right, this is kind of a test run for what might become our video podcast. And I think if you're seeing this, that means that we decided to go ahead with this. So, yeah, my name is Seb. You know me already. This is Carl, my friend, my mining friend. And we've kind of been discussing this for a while, that there isn't really a mining podcast. I mean, maybe there are a couple, to be fair, but we wanted to make our own. So in this here podcast episode, it's going to be kind of our test run. We're going to introduce ourselves a little bit, especially people might be interested about you, finding out more who you are, because you're new-ish, like at least maybe on YouTube.
Yeah.
And other than that, we really want to talk about kind of our personal journeys within mining as well, just as part of kind of introducing this whole thing. We really want to be talking about the new Bitmain X5 ASIC miner, and we also want to talk about your latest little investment where you bought, I mean, you tell them what you bought.
A couple of properties. My second property now.
Yeah.
Together with 7 new ASICs.
Seven new ASICs, and not 7 of the same ASIC.
No, 7 different ones.
Yeah.
6 from Bitmain and 1 from 𝗧𝗦𝗪.
Yeah, and you've got some numbers for us, is that right?
Yep.
So look forward to some numbers on kind of ASIC, real life ASIC profitability there. And I think we'll jump right to that after a quick word from our sponsor.
Coin Mining Central are currently doing a massive giveaway for the month of September, where you can win loads of different ASIC miners, as well as various coin prices and more. And if you guys can get them up to 12,000 followers on Twitter, they've promised to add, in their own words, a sensational bonus to the giveaway as well. And luckily for us, following them on Twitter is one of the ways to enter into the giveaway. You can find the rest of the info about the giveaway through the link in the video description. And if you're not familiar with Coin Mining Central, they're an online store for ASIC miners that has been around for over 5 years at this point. And since they're based out of England, Europe, where we have very strict rules and regulations on stuff like customer support and personal detail protection, I've always felt fully comfortable recommending them to you guys. On top of that, Coin Mining Central always offer free worldwide express shipping, and they've also provided me with loads of exclusive discount codes for you guys. And by the way, for those of you who might be curious, the 𝗧-𝗦𝗛 X16Q, Bitmain X5 and 𝗧𝗦𝗛𝗡 are the miners that I'm personally most interested in currently. So go check out Coin Mining Central. I've put all of those discount codes and the exclusive link down in the video description. And of course, don't forget to enter into the giveaway.
All right, then we're back. So let's start with you, Carl.
Yeah.
And who are you? What are you doing here?
Who am I?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's a kind of a hard question. I don't know really where to start, but my name is Carl Eriksson.
Yeah.
I've been into mining for 2 years approximately.
Yeah.
Started in 2021, in the middle or end of the bull run almost. I got into mining for a couple of reasons. The primary reason was that I were looking for alternative investments. I'm into stocks. I have a couple of properties, as I mentioned in the introduction. But I was looking for some way to create some more returns on money that I had left over, pretty much.
And this is something that I think we'll get into a little bit more as we go. But you definitely are in the mining space, but you also come from a background of a bit of trading and sort of that. Then you have some very interesting experience in that field as well, which is very closely related to mining, which is why I'm super excited to be doing this together with especially you, because you bring something kind of to the table where I have very little knowledge in terms of the trading and all of that. But I'm jumping ahead here.
That's good.
This is what happens when I get excited. So
I'm glad you mentioned it, but because I have a couple of other businesses as well. I would maybe call mining a business. I will get into my app that I have developed, which is, of course, a kind of a business for mining. But I'm glad you get into it because I have a couple of other businesses as well. And as you mentioned, I have kind of I'm coming in from another point where I guess most people that are into mining, or what would you say is the primary reason people get into mining? Like,
well, I think I think a lot of people got into mining around the bull run, and I think that's when, because they just saw it as a way of generating some passive income, where it's like, well, this, during those like really golden days of the bull run, it's like, well, this 3080 makes $10 a month.
Yeah.
Or $10 per day. Sorry. Yeah, because we saw those days of like extreme profitability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like, I can pay this GPU back in a month or something,
Okay, yeah.
And maybe not exactly, because 3080s were like crazy expensive then, but a few months. And I think a lot of people got into it because they thought it was just like fast money, like passive income, very, very easy, just set it and forget it type of money. But I think that the most of the people who are still in mining right now are more people who use it to invest into crypto at a slight discount.
Yeah.
Because you're making that little bit of extra over your power cost every day, and the people still in it now, they want to stack as much coin as possible for the next potential bull run.
Yeah.
That's sort of my perspective on it.
Yeah, so in that sense, I guess it's pretty similar to the reason why I got into crypto mining. I was looking for that, like, pretty fast return on investment. As you said, I could earn back any purchase of hardware in like 300 days or something like that, getting a 3060 Ti. And in that sense, you don't get that kind of quick return on investment in any other place. I mean, you don't pay 100% in 1 year. You don't do that in any other space. So that's why I got into it. Also, I have a kind of like gamer background. So for me, it wasn't a big threshold to get into like building that first mining rig. I already knew what I had to do and the basics of it. So it was a few different parameters that weighed in to get me into crypto mining. But yeah, so that's me. I've been doing that now for 2 years. As you mentioned, I'm in the crypto space, but I'm quite anonymous. I've developed this app. We can talk about that later. I'm getting new ASICs. I'm getting new properties. So I'm really like looking to be doing this for a long term.
Yeah, you've been really kind of like diving in head first in a way. So talk us through kind of like your farm. What do you have, and how has that grown recently for you?
Yeah, so 2 years ago I started by buying like 5 rigs at the same time. Most of them were 3060 Ti's, so all GPUs, and that's what I've been doing for 2 years, all GPUs. It's just for the last few weeks that I started getting ASICs. But the journey started with GPUs. I started with, as I mentioned, 5 rigs, and as time went on, I got more and more rigs. So, and at some point, my electricity in my own apartment didn't like cut it. I couldn't get more ASIC.
Yeah.
I had to get some kind of
more GPU rigs, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you outgrew your own apartment electricity wise.
Yeah. So in that sense, I believe I actually followed the step that quite many miners do. They see that they can make a lot of money on like buying that hardware, and then they figure out, and then they understand that what do I do with the heat?
Yeah.
What do I do with the noise?
Yeah.
That's like things I didn't even consider before buying those 5 rigs.
Exactly.
So I had the rigs in my apartment for the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then both me and my girlfriend we couldn't handle that. So
yeah.
Both because of the noise and of the heat. So that's also one of the reasons I got my first property up in the north of Sweden. And why north of Sweden, you might ask? Well, the electricity prices in the north of Sweden is the difference between south and north is quite big. So moving stuff up north will get you lower prices.
Yeah, and that's that might seem insane to the people listening, like you bought a property just to have somewhere to put your mining rigs. And I feel like we need to put into perspective a little bit that kind of what the price point of properties in the northern parts of Sweden is like.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not exactly hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a property up there.
No, exactly. Yeah. So it's not a high valued property. This is, I would call it sheds. I mean, these are, I mean, the ground of these are small houses, 3 houses on the same property. They are all like on the brink of like falling together because, I mean, it's just been standing there for years. That's why I got it at a good price. I mean, approximately, I could either buy a property or a 8 GPU mining rig of, I mean, the price of that property is a lot less than actually the value of the mining rigs that I have there.
Yeah.
So that gives you some kind of perspective on the price.
Yeah, I mean, because especially during those days in 2021 where, you know, like a 3070 was like $1,000, $1,200, you know, an 8 GPU rig there, like, would cost significantly more than what I know you paid for the property up there. So not that tough of a decision. Plus, you got the cheaper electricity there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit here to just after the Ethereum merge for you.
Yeah.
Because that's when something very interesting happened.
I'm not 100% sure what you referred to, but what happened? Well, okay, yeah. No.
Yeah.
I had a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
I mean, we had here in Sweden, in connection with this Ethereum merge, also electricity crisis.
Yeah.
Not sure how far that reached beyond Sweden and Europe, but I believe that electricity crisis have been affecting more people than just in Sweden. But was happened in the connection with the Ethereum merge together with that.
Yeah, exactly. We're kind of like triple threat of like 3 horrible things happening to GPU miners at the exact same time here. So,
and that led to, I mean, having a lot of hardware not making any money. That's the basis of the 𝗧𝗦𝗏.
Dude, I remember like that first day of going on to like what to mine and the number being negative instead of positive. It's like, oh, I'm actually like kind of losing money. You're not actually, but you're getting crypto of less value than what you're paying for the electricity.
Yeah.
So
and that led me into an app that I developed in order for me to.
You're glossing over this a little bit, I feel like. So, like the fact that mining became unprofitable, at least GPU mining, led you to develop a piece of software to fix it.
Yeah.
Which sounds like you're trying to do something impossible. So, but I just wanted to emphasize that fact, because that is like, you're the one person who were actively kind of trying to fix mining unprofitability. So I just want to emphasize that a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I did what I can. Yeah. So there are all people, I believe, I contributed in one way. Some people, I mean, they could perhaps enhance the mining software, but what I did was that I developed this app. I called it when2mine.io.
Yeah.
And that pretty much describes what it is. It's an app that tells your rig when to mine. So when I was looking at any given day of the week, I could see that the electricity prices, as I have a variable hour rate, differed quite a lot during that day. And
so, just as an example, for example, with a variable rate, it might be that during the day hours you're paying 25 cents per kilowatt hour, but during the night time when nobody's using electricity, the prices might go as low as 9 cents, 7 cents as per kilowatt hour.
Also, actually, in very rare occasions, you actually get paid to use electricity.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's such a surplus of power?
Yeah. So they want you to use electricity.
Wow.
So and in that sense, everything is
Yeah. You can mine to like someone else's wallet and you still making money at that point.
Exactly. I can mine Bitcoin with my 3080 and I will make money. So yeah, that was a quite like big discovery for me, that if I'm just mining in these few hours every day, that the electricity price is lower, then I could actually still make money. And it's not just the electricity price. This app weighs in all parameters that determines the profitability of mining.
So. Exactly. So because I've actually helped you a little bit, not that I know how to code stuff. That's what you're excellent at. But you kind of came to me pretty early on within the development, and you were like, "Can you give me some feedback? What do you think of this?" And I did give you some feedback, and what it's really looking at is like, just like you say, if you have variable power rate, it will look and see when the power is the cheapest for the user, right? Yeah. But also coin prices, network difficulty. It takes all of those into account to see when is your rig like making a net profit, then it switches the rig on, and then once that dips below profitability again, switches the rig off. Yeah. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah.
Because then there's also one more feature, which is coin switching.
Coin switching, yeah, that was based on your feedback actually. So based on your feedback, I developed the coin switching feature, which I believe is pretty much the most powerful one and the most appealing for most miners. I mean, most people don't have that variable hour cost. So
yeah.
Then the coin switching feature is what people are most eager to be using. So the coin switching app, the coin switching feature is the feature within this app that automatically switches your flight sheet on your HiveOS to mine the coin that is currently most profitable. So you predefine which coins you want to mine. Like I want to mine, not Caspa anymore, but like Ravencoin, 𝗏, and Dynex. And on the start of every hour, this app will analyze like which coin is currently most profitable for the coming hour.
For specifically for each user, right? Because it could vary. Because one thing that you do within the When to Mine app is you specify the hash rate and wattage you get for each flight sheet.
Exactly.
So it might be that like I have a bunch of AMD 6000 cards, which are super efficient on core coins like Ravencoin, but you might have a bunch of 3080s which aren't that great on Ravencoin. So it might be at the start of an hour. For me, Ravencoin would be the most profitable because my GPUs are so efficient on Ravencoin. Whereas for you at the start of that same hour, with your 3080s, Dynex would be the most profitable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you set your own values for the specific rig.
Yeah, I just wanted to specifically like tell the people that, because it looks on a per user basis or even a per rig basis, so that you should always be mining the most profitable coin.
Yeah, so that's it, and there are a quite big backlog of other features that we want to add. There are people who want to not mine what is currently most profitable, but instead mine the coin that has like the biggest deviation from the average of the last 7 days. So let's say that I want to mine the coin that actually gives me the most coin compared to an average of the last 30 days or something like that. In order for I mean, so there are different features that we're looking to add to make it even more powerful. But that's what happened after the Ethereum merge. I tried to make it as profitable as it possibly could be.
Yeah, exactly. And you kind of put on your little developer hat and you saw there's like, well, there's a problem. How do I solve this problem?
Yeah.
I obviously think 𝗦𝗀𝗧𝗧 is a cool piece of software.
Mm.
I'm glad we finally get to talk about it a little bit on my channel, I guess, if this ever does see the light of day.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, right? But I don't want this to be a 𝗦𝗀𝗧𝗧 episode.
No.
So let's move forward with your ASIC journey.
Yeah, so the ASIC journey just started 2 weeks ago. I mean, before that, I was all into GPU mining, as I said. What happened was that, again, I had some money left over, and I was looking for a investment. I was looking at buying properties or getting stocks or getting whatever else. But again, my decision landed on getting corporate mining.
It's fun. It's more fun to buy mining hardware than it is to buy stocks.
And also, I mean, the break-even point for these ASICs are quite similar to what the break-even point was for the GPUs when I bought them. I mean, because most of the ASICs that I bought now have a break-even point from 300 days and upwards. So it's still kind of a good, fast return of investment in that sense. So, and that's why I got into ASICs. I haven't been even looking at ASICs before. I didn't even know what it was, but it was quite good return on investment, and that's why I got it. And I got first started with the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 KS3L.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Your very first ASIC.
Very first ASIC.
Yeah. You didn't go through the route of like buying a cheaper Bitcoin ASIC and then realizing, oh, it's not profitable. And like that. No.
Well, it kind of lined up with the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 being released, the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 being quite verified. I was not the first one to buy it, but
yeah,
I believe I was part of the second batch or something.
Well, for the 3L, I think you were in the first batch. I think they sent some out to like maybe some influencers or some people to test or stuff like that. But
yeah,
I never heard of anyone who just bought it who got it before you did. So I think you were in the first batch of at least the ones that were available for normal people like you and I.
Oh, all right.
And then you got that now just 2-ish weeks ago.
Yeah. So I ordered it in July, got it in, I believe, middle of August, stuff like that. Had some problems with the delivery company, but it's been online now for 2 weeks exactly today. So the 𝗬𝗓𝗏 KS3L, and then I had ordered 3 more ASICs. It was the Bitmain E9 Pro, the Bitmain K7, and the Bitmain Antminer L7. So those are the 4 that are online now, and I'm waiting for the X5, what was the name of the other ones?
D9?
15 Pro.
Oh, yeah.
And the KA3. I actually bought the miner.
Yeah, you did. But you have also had some issues getting your hands on the D9, is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had. I actually tried to order it 2 times, and both times the delivery partner or the reseller told us that there were some technical issues with these
with the units.
So they sent them back to Bitmain because there was some trouble with.
Basically, they received a bunch of not working D9s, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Bitmain shipped out a bunch of malfunctioning miners.
Yeah. I'm very happy that the reseller tested them before sending them.
Yeah, like that's something I thought of. I mean, we can absolutely say this was with Coin Mining Central that you ordered these from, and I'm very impressed in a way that like they checked that these work, and then we're like, they don't work. And then they actually send them back, and they offered you, your full refund or change for. They even offered you a little bit of a.
I got a coupon on the next order.
Yeah. So, because it would have been very easy for them to just not even check them to begin with.
Yeah.
and then just sell them on to you and be like, well, that's their problem, not ours. It's the customer's problem.
I'm very happy about that, because it's more than just getting them and installing them. I have to get it into the car, drive 8 hours north to the property, install them, find out it didn't work, bring it back. I mean, it's it had been an hassle.
I just need to fix something on the camera.
Yeah. So what else? What happened after I got the ASICs? Well, as I mentioned, I'm waiting for the 3 remaining ones. I'm quite eager to get the X5 one, which I heard not really is an ASIC. It's something else. What is it? Can't even. It's an FPGA. I just heard the term, but I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
All right. So should we move on to talk about the X5 then? Because what an interesting piece of hardware that is. Yeah, it's, as you say, it's not an ASIC. It's a RISC-V based chip. So RISC-V is, from my very basic understanding of how computer hardware actually works, is like a instruction set. So it's common ones are like x86 or ARM. So RISC-V is another one of those, which basically means that like this is a chip that theoretically could mine very many different algorithms, which is usually not the case with ASICs, or shouldn't really be the case with ASICs. They should be just mining the one algorithm that they are designed to mine. But with this X5, it's marketed as an XMR miner, a random X miner, but there is really nothing to say that this couldn't mine, the ghostwriter algorithm, so coins like Raptorium or Verus hash, like mine Verus coin, or like really a much bigger portion of algorithms. And what it really comes down to is just what support Bitmain will give us for this miner, because we don't know anything really yet, because no one has this miner in their hands as of now. All we've seen are the specs online. So it could be the case that this is just gonna be an XMR miner, that it won't even be able to mine other random X coins. I would highly doubt that, because why wouldn't Bitmain just at least let it run other coins on that same algorithm? But we have kind of seen dumb stuff like that from Bitmain before, where, like, for example, the E9 Pro, which has a few really weird limitations where it can mine Ethereum Classic, it can mine Ethereum W, that Ethereum Proof of Work one, and Ethereum Fair, I believe, but it cannot run other coins that use the same algorithm, like Octaspace. It cannot, as of now at least, it can't mine 𝗧-𝗦𝗂. And that all has to do with that, like the way they did it. It can't mine coins that have an epoch lower than a certain amount, or something like that. Again, it's slightly above my pay grade in terms of like how the technology actually works on a very like technical basis. But hopefully that is not what we'll be seeing with this new X5 miner. I'm really crossing my fingers, just in general, because that would make it a pretty good buy, in my opinion. Because not only then would it is pretty efficient, and it's especially attractive because it's just 1,350 watts. So a little bit easier to make room for in your farm and figure out the power for it, as opposed to all of these like 3,000 plus watts ASICs that they are selling. And just with the possibilities when and if it could mine multiple different algorithms, at that point it's almost just like a very, very powerful CPU mining rig.
Yeah, that's interesting. So is that what it is? Is it like a box filled with CPUs? Or?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
And
well, that's what we heard anyway, but we are not sure.
Yeah, I mean,
no one
who knows yet? Exactly. We won't know until it's actually out in the wild and people are testing it. But I think one thing that people are very worried about in the community is because 𝗧𝗦𝗛𝗧𝗧, they've been very anti-ASIC.
Yeah.
And have made efforts before to really like stop ASICs on their network. However, it does seem that they aren't that bothered about this one. And the main reason for that is that it's actually not an ASIC. It's kind of just a crazy CPU mining rig. I think if I say that, people are going to say, well, technically it's not. So yeah, technically it probably isn't.
Yeah.
It's kind of something in between there.
Yeah, but then my question is like, what is Monero not liking with ASICs? Is it the fact that it is an ASIC, or is it the fact that it's a high-priced, not decentralizing kind of machine that everyone can get their hands on, or are they more opposed to the fact that it's an ASIC? I mean, I believe it would be the first reason that they want to have a decentralized hashing.
Exactly. So that would be the most common reason for why the team behind a coin are anti-ASIC, is because ASIC miners typically are mass produced and then sold in bulk to companies that run a majority of them in their own warehouse.
Those like big whales.
Exactly. So, a coin will go from being mined on 5,000 CPUs in people's computers all over the world, super decentralized, to then all of a sudden, let's say someone like Bitmain produces an ASIC for this coin that is 200 times as powerful as one CPU, and then they produce 5,000 of those ASICs, and they sell most of them to like 3 different mining farms in China. All of a sudden, this coin goes from being, super decentralized to just like all of the network hash rate, or 90% of the hash rate, is coming from these 3 different farms in for example, China, or wherever Bitmain chooses to sell the bulk of their ASICs to, or who chooses to buy those ASICs, I should say. And obviously there's the concern of them hijacking the network, and like if because then not only are they in charge of pretty much all of the hash rate, but then they are also in charge of a vast majority of all of the newly minted coins, So, and then they can start manipulating the coin price in a way because of that. Because, for example, if they get all of their coins and they all of the newly minted coins, especially if it's pretty early on in a blockchain's life, where the block reward is pretty high, they can hold all of it, drive prices up, or they can like really sell all of it and drive the prices down. So those are just like 2 examples of why the team behind a coin could be very anti-ASIC.
Yeah, I understand that. And is the decentralization aspect, is it a predictor of the price of the coin? I'm thinking like a coin, the value of a coin, one of the parameters of the value of a coin should be how decentralized it is. And if it's more decentralized, it should have a higher value. That's my understanding of it. At least how I would value that coin.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that is baked into the price. I mean, as you know, anything is worth what people are willing to pay for it, right?
Yeah.
And that goes for cryptocurrencies as well.
Do you know? Let me ask you a question. If you do you know if the coin price generally after an ASIC is being released, the first ASIC of that coin being released, what's the usual thing that happens? Is it the coin going up, the coin price going up, or is it going down after an ASIC being released?
That is such a good question. And I feel like I should know, but I don't.
No, I mean we have this. Yeah,
it's one thing I can say is that it's obviously not a death sentence for a coin, because look at Bitcoin.
Yeah,
you know, and that's ASIC only.
But then you have the _𝗓𝗓, the ASIC being, but that aligned with this bear run.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of people being like, well, did Bitmain sort of manipulate the price just before the release of their ASIC? You know, there's a lot of like tinfoil hat kind of conspiracy theories going on there that I don't necessarily want to get into.
Yeah.
Because who knows, and we won't really know what the actual value potential of Kadena will be until the next bull run.
Yeah.
The next potential bull run, I should say.
Yeah, because when I bought the Ice River KS3L, the prediction was that Kaspa, the general public prediction opinion was that the Kaspa price would just plummet.
Yeah.
But that's not really what happened. Okay, we had a drawdown, so to say, but it's not that it plummeted. But the reason for that would be that these new ASIC users would sell their Kaspa in order to pay back some of the investment that they made. But people seem to hold their Kaspa that these ASICs are mining.
Yeah, I mean, one thing too is because Kaspa's emission schedule is so aggressive, like a very big portion of all the Kaspa that's ever gonna exist has already been mined at this point.
Yeah.
So the daily emission now of new Kaspa coins to miners, like all of the coins that miners are sort of getting paid every day, is actually such a small percentage of the total daily trade volume on Kaspa. It's only something like 3%. So I don't know the numbers exactly off the top of my head, but it's something like Kaspa pays out. Oh, I really feel like I should know, but like maybe it's like $500,000 in dollars per day, while the trade volume is 70 million a day or something like that. I'm kind of pulling these numbers out of thin air, but as you can see, there's a lot. The miners can't really do very much to touch the price of Kaspa in that regard. Yeah, which is good news for people buying Kaspa miners right now. The bad news is that the emission schedule is pretty aggressive.
Yeah, it is.
So, but again, it's to me, yeah, Kaspa ASICs are interesting for sure, and I have my little KS0, which I love, the little guy.
Yeah.
I wish I could afford one of the bigger ones, but it's just like I can't justify it, you know. Because it's like looking at daily emissions, you know, Kaspa is one of the biggest best paying coins for miners right now. And that obviously is a good sign of like you're less vulnerable to net hash growth. Obviously right now Kaspa is in a weird place where it's like extremely profitable because the network hash rate is so tiny compared to what these ASICs can do. So there will be a lot of reward cuts in the near future.
Yeah.
But those graphs they look like this, right? Like they flatline pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So that and once you get to that level, it will take a lot for like these Ice River miners, for example, to actually become unprofitable.
Yeah. So I actually have some numbers for you regarding my KS3L.
Oh yeah?
If you want to hear.
I do. Yeah. So should we move on to like Because I know you have prepared numbers for that, but also for the other
Yeah.
ASICs that you recently fired up.
Yeah, we should. We can move on to that.
So yeah, let's start with which ASICs you have
Mhm.
and how long they've been running for.
Yeah. So as I mentioned in the start, I have 4 ASICs running.
Yeah.
They have all been running for 2 weeks exactly today, and it's the iceriver KS3L.
Yeah.
It's the E9 Pro. It's the K7 and the L7.
And they've been running for exactly 2 weeks.
Yes, today.
All 4 of them.
Yeah, all 4 of them. So I have to look at my notes here
Yeah.
to get the exact.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah. So the iceriver.
Yeah.
First, let me tell you what I bought it for. I bought it for $22,900.
Yeah.
And as of today, what has been paid out to me for that for the pool from the pool that I am mining on, it's $63,979.
Dollars. No, I'm kidding.
That would be something.
Yeah. And
what is that in dollars? Yes, that's 2490. What's that? 2,490.
So $2,500.
Yes.
I mean, that is
11%.
so.
Of the total.
So you're 11% of the way there,
Yeah.
not counting power cost, obviously.
No, exactly. Yeah.
But that depends so much on whoever, what power rate you have.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
I mean, the power rate currently, it's summer, it's the north of Sweden. I'm getting paid to use electricity some hours. So
Yeah.
of course, it's a big chunk of the revenue will be taken away from the by the power cost. But just looking at revenue, it's 11% of the total cost of the.
That is, and in 2 weeks.
That's in 2 weeks. Yeah.
So if this holds, it will be fully paid back in
20 weeks or something like that.
20 weeks. That's right.
Yeah.
Or less than, little less than 20 weeks. Which, I mean, come on, that's like 5 months.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the network difficulty will rise, and the payout is getting less every month, and But I mean, it's still
at this point though. It's if we just put on our shutters and be like, no, this is fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, the L7. I bought it for $4,923, and also that was from Coin Mining Central as well.
Which version of the L7 do you have?
It's the one with
905.
905. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. I've been paid out 0.607 Litecoins and 2,194 Dogecoins.
Yeah.
In total, that's 100 and I have to double check these numbers. $139. I'm not sure if that's both the Dogecoin and the Litecoin.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but we'll keep talking, and then I'll do a little monologue on something dumb, and then you can check your numbers.
Exactly. That's good. Yeah. So, but in terms of return on investment, it's 3.6%.
3.6%. Okay.
That's in 2 weeks, and also, of course, not counting the power cost.
Yeah. So you're about a third of the way there compared to how far the iceriver Caspa miner.
Yeah, that's expected. I mean, in this rate, not counting the power cost. I mean, I should be doing that, but I don't have the power cost for these 2 weeks exactly right now.
Yeah.
But in this rate, I believe the break-even point would be somewhere. I believe the 3.6%. It's in 2 weeks. It's like 60 weeks or something like that.
Okay.
So, and with power costs, it will be 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And something like that. The next one, E9 Pro. I bought it for $2,860. What I have been paid out is 6.73 Ethereum Classics.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm mining.
Yeah.
In dollars, that's $104. So
$4.
Yeah.
So pretty close then, right?
It's 3.6% there as well.
Oh yeah, come on.
Same.
Come on.
Yeah.
It's almost as if Bitmain is like planning it
Exactly.
to have this same amount of payback time.
Yeah. And the last one, the K7, bought it for $2,990, and I've been paid out 55,301 nervos.
Yeah.
That's $55. So that ASIC has actually been paid out 5.2%.
5.2%.
Yeah.
Okay, so that one is ahead a little bit.
That is.
But you know what's coming up for nervos, right?
Yeah.
Halving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we'll see about that. But I mean, it's the break-even point for all of these ant miners will be more than a year. So nothing really extraordinary happens in the next couple of months.
Yeah, but that's the thing too, right? Like you're over 10% of the way there on the 𝗧𝗧𝗏 ASIC.
Yeah.
You know, like 𝗧𝗏 could go to 40 cents per coin, and then all of a sudden you're already paid back on it.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's something I harp on about all the time on my channel, and I know my regular viewers might get a little bored with it, but you know, like, are you in? Why are you in mining? Are you in it because you believe in crypto, and then, which I hope you are, you know?
Yeah.
It would be strange to get into mining if you have no faith in crypto, but then if you do have, you know, if you do believe in crypto, then, you know, like holding the coins with the conviction that they will go up in price would make logical sense then.
Yeah.
And then don't look at current payback time.
Yeah.
Look at how many coins you're getting and what price you're expecting to be selling those coins at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know, and go for coins that you believe in. You know, networks you want to support.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's actually one thing that I want to be a little bit talking about too, with the X5 miner. Kind of want to go back to that one in a little bit, but let's not do that yet, because I don't know if we like let's take the temperature on how you're feeling about these 4 miners.
Yeah. So what I'm feeling.
Tell us how you really feel.
How am I really feeling? Well, I bought 3 new ASICs, so I'm pretty confident.
Yeah, come on.
So that's a giveaway.
Yeah.
I am confident. I believe that the price will be, in general, of all cryptos, will be higher in 1 year than it is today. At least I believe that the crypto prices will be higher when I plan to sell them.
Yeah.
Than it is today.
Or another way of putting it is you won't sell your coins until they go up.
Pretty much, pretty much it. I'm not looking to make any money at today. I'm looking in the long term.
Yeah.
So, how do I feel? I mean, getting into ASICs, it was a new experience. It was easier than starting with GPU mining. I remember starting with GPU mining and being like, overclocking settings, which coin should I mine? The rigs going down, it's been quite a hassle in that sense that it was quite a lot of maintenance and so on. These ASICs, I've only been having them for 2 weeks, but have been running nonstop without any problem. So
yeah, because they are purpose-built machines. They are kind of plug and play, you know. Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. They're made to be easy to just like plug in 100 of them and let them rip.
Yeah.
So looking back, would you still have, because you've kind of gone at this with a very interesting strategy where you wanted to basically get one of each, rather than feeling like, oh, this is the one for me. You know, I'm all about Dogecoin, L7s all the way.
Yeah,
you wanted to kind of build up a diversity in your hardware, which, I mean, to me, sounds clever.
Yeah.
In one way, because then you really reduce the risk of, you know, everything going to crap. Right? Like if you do go for all L7s and then Dogecoin just does not pop at all in the next bull run because it was all just Elon hype in the last one, then you're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But if that happens for you, then that's just one of your 7 ASICs.
Exactly. Yeah. So I would say that I feel better about the ASICs mining an algorithm having multiple coins and having a larger network.
Yeah.
Some of these ASICs only mine one coin on one algorithm.
Like your K7.
Exactly. And that makes me feel a little bit at unease.
Yeah.
What happens with this coin, and it's the sole predictor of how profitable these ASIC will have become for me. So
yeah. Now I know this is not what you will do, but I just want to kind of remind our potential viewers here that you can also just swap your coins.
Yeah.
You know, like if you get like that, then that is what some people do. They're like, I believe, let's say this K7 is gonna be one of the more profitable ASICs for the next foreseeable future. But I personally don't think like 𝗪𝗛𝗘𝗧𝗦 is gonna pop in the next bull market.
Yeah.
Then they get that ASIC, and every time they get a payout, they swap it for Bitcoin or they swap it for whatever they want, 𝗪𝗡. There's whatever coin they do have faith in. So you kind of have that those two steps there when ASIC mining, where you have the profitability of it. You want it to kind of generate as much revenue for you as possible, but there's also nothing stopping you from then kind of reinvesting that income into something you actually do have long-term faith in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So far, I've not been swapping any coins at any time.
Yeah.
Most of my net worth in crypto is Ethereum, because that's what I've been mining with my GPUs until they merge, and it still is. So, but it's a good thing for me to think about. Maybe I should swap something to something else, because I mean Ethereum, I'm not so confident about that coin. Should swap for some Bitcoin or something else. So,
that is not what this podcast is about. That's up to you.
Yeah.
Well, at least for me, I'm not gonna be doing any price predictions or anything like that. Maybe that would be more your forte.
Yeah,
case, I think.
probably is. Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe I should give a little just like recap of my journey in mining, because I think we kind of missed doing that.
Yeah.
And I'll let you just double check your numbers in the meantime. So yeah, I mean, you guys, if you've been following the channel, will have been following along with my journey. I started early on in 2021. It wasn't the very first time that I did anything to do with mining, but that's when I kind of like went for it in a way. Got a few used 10 series GPUs off of like Craigslist, but we don't have Craigslist here, but the equivalent. And you started mining Ethereum, and then kind of I took like I cashed out exactly everything that I mined for the whole of the bull run, and that is how I built my farm up. I didn't have any leftover company winnings like Carl did here. Instead, I kind of had my farm build itself. So at the end of the bull run, I had exactly 0 crypto left over, but I had my farm. So, and I wouldn't have had that otherwise.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to a pretty decent point in terms of just farm size, but was all just GPUs at that point, which now looking back, I am happy and not happy with it, because like in a way, that was an investment that was a little bit safer, because you can always sell GPUs on to other people who aren't miners. So even though GPU mining ended up kind of not being profitable, I still have an asset in my GPUs that I can sell to gamers, for example.
Yeah.
Or anyone building a computer for anything. So what I've been kind of in the process of doing now for like a year is kind of slowly selling off some of my GPUs to reinvest that into other types of mining hardware for my farm. So you guys have seen on my channel, I've been building a couple of CPU mining rigs. So I'm slowly like getting into that game, learning all about that. And I have also been slowly getting into ASIC mining as well. So I'm kind of in a restructuring phase now.
Yeah.
And I actually think right now is a pretty good time to be doing that and to be investing into crypto mining hardware, because everything is so cheap right now.
Yeah.
You know, like it sounds expensive, like, oh, an L7 is almost $4,000. Those things went for well over $25,000 in the bull run.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's that's what that's where my mind is at right now, is like my dollar goes a lot further right now than it will in a potential bull market. So I'm kind of setting myself up now for what I believe will serve me the best in a new potential bull market.
Yeah.
And also just kind of in a way where I can stack a lot of coins for the next potential bull market.
So I'm thinking like you reaching that decision, you started with GPUs, thinking that at least I can sell them. If I stop with mining, I can sell them to gamers. But I'm thinking out loud here now that you pretty much now are committed to mining. You know that you are not going to sell your ASICs.
That's also something I feel like I didn't make clear. I'm not getting out of GPU mining either. 100%. I believe, you know, we're just like, we just need the market to go up a little bit, and all of a sudden GPU mining is going to be like okay again, you know, and generating an income, and you'll be able to like stack coins at a profit, like comfortably. You know, like you kind of still can GPU mine slightly profitably if you have an okay power rate, but it takes a lot of work of like tweaking and triple mining and, you know, all that hassle. But what I am doing is I'm really like streamlining my rigs right now. So, you know, buying cards in the bull market of 2021, 2022 was like chaos. Like you grabbed whatever you could get your hands on, and it didn't matter if that was a LHR 3060 Ti Strix, or if it was a 1660 Ti used on Craigslist. Like whatever you could find at a somewhat decent price, you got your you know, you just went for it. But the issue there is you're like, my rigs are just so chaotic, so chaotic. So and I am a little bit like, I like when things are like nice, and so what I've been slowly doing now is like I'm selling off my GPUs, and I'm picking up all 3070 EVGA XC3s. So like the kind of thinner version of the EVGA 3070s, just because they fit beautifully in like my Octominer server cases. So like, you know, perfect airflow. EVGA makes high quality, like they're one of the best AIB partners. Just like been loving that.
They don't break down. That's what I heard.
Exactly, like those fans, they just go, while with like other companies, even like ASUS, and like all of a sudden just fans stop, you know, and it's like, come on. I paid like $1,200 for this freaking 3060.
So I get that you want to like streamline your stuff and have this same kind of models. You would probably lose your mind if you saw my mining rigs. There are like, as you mentioned, I got everything that I could get my hands on. And that resulted in me having, 50 different models. So much. And
but that's what mine is too. That's what my farm is as well.
So it's that takes a lot of time.
Just double check something here.
Do that.
And you can tell us about what you found.
So I mentioned the L7 and what the return on the L7 has been for the past 2 weeks. So I mentioned I got paid out 0.607 Litecoins, and that is equivalent to $38. And then I got paid out 2,194 Dogecoins, which is $139. So in total, I actually got paid out close to $180. So
okay, so that was more than
So I hadn't summed up the two coins.
So what does that bring you in terms of break-even percentage?
I mean, it should be like 4.4% or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that one's in the lead right now, other than the 𝗧𝗧𝗦𝗛𝗏 one.
Yeah. But I got the.
Oh wait,
the K7 was
5.2. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
But it's getting there slowly.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But as you mentioned, I'm not into the fast winning, turning the break-even point, and just I'm in for the long term. That's the.
You want to be stacking
as much as I can.
Yeah. That, I mean, come on.
That's what I'm trying to do.
That's the thing, right? Like, you're not gonna become a millionaire by selling every day.
No.
You know, if you want to take that chance, you have to be stacking.
Yeah, and probably
not financial.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So I mean, for GPUs, what am I doing there? I'm trying to do some spec mining, and that's I believe if you want to become that like multimillionaire, I believe spec mining is the way to go. You have to find those coins that people aren't mining yet.
Yeah, dude, if you found 𝗧𝗧𝗏 when that was just popping off, and you would have just put a few GPU rigs on it, because there were no ASICs then.
Yeah.
Plus, with 𝗧𝗏𝗏's aggressive emission schedule, that means you were stacking so many coins.
Yeah.
Just from a couple of rigs, and like you would have been a multimillionaire already right now.
Yeah.
Like, imagine what's gonna happen if we see another bull run with another 10x in price.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
But
you will never get that incredibly rich by buying an ASIC. I mean, because when an ASIC has been invented, the coin is, I believe, too old.
Yeah.
I wouldn't see a coin that has an ASIC to be going up in price like 10 or 100. It will not become a 100 bagger.
Exactly. No, you're right.
Too late.
I think it can 10x. Easy.
Yeah, it 10x. Yeah, definitely.
But no, you're probably not gonna see Cardano do 100x from here.
No.
Or Dogecoin do 100x from here. That's a lot more unlikely, just because of the already high market cap for those coins, because they are so far along in their emission. Just like you mentioned. But what I do want to talk a little bit about, especially with, and going back to the X5 that we were speaking about earlier, and I think this might be the last little portion of the last segment of our episode today, because I think we're already over an hour.
All right. Yeah.
Is services like unMineable, where they have been implementing a lot more algorithms recently. You of course have other services as well, like NiceHash, but then you can either only get paid out in Bitcoin, or you have to KYC, give them your personal details in order for them to pay you out in a different coin, which is why I like unMineable, and I've had them on as a sponsor on the channel before. That they kind of just let you mine with all of this different hardware, different algorithms, and there's like over 70 different coins you can get paid out in.
Okay.
And they support a lot of ASICs now, and one of them is we don't know this yet though, but they do support the random X algorithm. So theoretically, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to mine with the X5 to unMineable and have those earnings paid out to you in whatever coin you want.
Yeah, so you're saying that they have 70 different coins that you can be paid out in. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can be mining on unMineable about 70 coins as well, or?
No. Well, so I don't know this number off the top of my head, but it's like on the GPU side, it's like ET hash and ETC hash, which those work for ASICs as well. K-heavy hash, that works for the 𝗧𝗏𝗏 ASICs as well. You got Autolycos, so Ergo, they have 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏, they have 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏, they have Octopus, so Conflux, you can be mining to them. There's probably a couple more on the like Beam hash. I think you can be mining Beam to them.
All right.
And then on the ASIC side, they support Bitcoin ASICs, they support script ASICs, so your L7 you can point to unMineable. And of course, they support ET hash and ETC hash, and so you can be pointing your E9 Pro to unMineable as well.
Yeah.
And K-heavy hash, as I mentioned, and random X, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of options. Oh, and equihash, which then I think means that these Z15 Pro should be able to mine to unMineable as well.
Okay.
This is not a sponsored segment by unMineable.
Okay.
This is just something that I want to talk about because of I believe in diversifying your assets. Personally, at least for myself, that is what I want to be doing. And with a service like that, it creates this whole extra level of usability for a lot of mining hardware, where you don't have to be like, you can always mine and swap, right? But unMineable takes one step out of that equation for you and just makes it super easy to just go for whatever hardware is the most profitable, and then you can still build up a very diverse portfolio for yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And why I wanted to bring that up is because of the X5 that should work on unMineable, fingers crossed, so even if it turns out that Bitmain won't give us any sort of support for other coins to be mined on it, you kind of still can through something like unMineable.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I will definitely try that out when I get it in I believe 2 weeks, the X5.
Oh yeah, because you have that on order, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah, so I mean the delivery date from Bitmain was today, I believe, September 10th.
Here it is. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, exactly. It's here. But then getting it to the reseller, and I believe it's 2 weeks away or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I will try that out and see if it works. Definitely.
Yeah. Exciting times. What other ASICs are coming? You get the Z15 Pro coming.
Yes, and the Kadena.
Oh yeah, the KA3.
Yeah.
Well, that one you should be getting any day, because I don't think that one's low on stock.
No, I don't know exactly. Yeah, so I got it for a good price. That's why I got it. As I mentioned, I'm not really. I'm a little bit feeling at unease getting a ASIC that's only mining one coin.
Yeah, and that one's not supported on unMineable either. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a bet.
It's a bet. Yeah, that's it. All right, is that a good place to end?
Probably. Yeah.
Thanks for watching or listening or both. And yeah, I guess if this makes it out, that means we'll have more episodes coming. So stay tuned for that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.